Hey, what's going on, fellow currency lovers? Welcome to another bill search. Let's jump right into it with a series 2017 A $10 note. So what are we looking for? Regardless of denomination of US banknote in these bill search videos, I'm really just looking for fancy serial numbers, print errors that jump out at me, stuff like that, ink issues or wet ink transfers, things of that like, things not printed in the right place, shifts in the seals and serial numbers. You know, the more obvious the error or fancy serial number is, the more valuable the note could be. Nothing on that note. Nothing the serial number. A little bit of shift up in the seal, but not enough to call an error. Really beat up $1 note. So if there was an error in printing, it'd be hard to tell with how this note's condition is. Next. Hey, a little replacement note. Love me some star notes. So, you know, when bills are printed, they're printed sequentially. And when something happens to one of the notes during the production process, they omit it from the line and then replace it with one that's annotated with a star there on the end of the serial number to show that it was a duplicate or replacement note. So really cool. I like star notes, so I like to hold on to them and stuff. You know, so pretty cool. Or we'll set that one aside. Hey, double star note action in my pocket change. Kinda cool. Really beat up, so neither one of them is in the greatest condition. The one previous to this one was much nicer for sure. But if you watch any of my videos, you know I try to hold on to all star notes. I kind of like the 007 on the end there. And it's a little bit of a ticker note how that 7 sits a little high. That's when the rotating dials that print the numbers during the printing process get stuck due to poor lubrication. And they kind of just get stuck in rotation and print the numbers either high or low. But I'm going to set that aside because I like me some star note action. 2017 A $1 note. Nothing in the serial number. No shifts and stuff like that. Printed pretty nice. Way better condition than that previous one. Little bit of a wet ink transfer here from the bill that sat below this one shortly after being printed. While the ink was still wet, some gets transferred over. But nothing jumping out. I like to check around where kind of the repetitiveness of the motif of 13 is, with the 13 stripes, 13 leaves, 13 arrows, 13 stars. Sometimes around this fine and intricate printing, you'll get some blurring, so, but nothing there. Hey, a Where's George note. I love Where's George notes. I will make a side video. I have a few of these that I've been meaning to make a video where we look up where they've been, but I just haven't got around to it, but I will. Where we track the notes that have Where's George stamps. If you're not aware of what Where's George is, where'sgeorge.com is really fun. You can put in the serial number of bills. You can order stamps that say exactly what this says, see where I've been, track where I go next. And you can input the serial number and it'll tell you where the bill has been as far as city, state. And you can then input where you got the bill and send it on its way. Other than that, no crazy serial number, but kind of cool that it's a stamped Where's George note. Let's look at the back. And aptly so, for the strippers. So where's George been? George has been to the nightclub. Nice, George. Well, now I definitely have to make a video where we where we see where this bill has been. Do I want to know where it's been? Yes, I do. So we'll make a video where I will show where this and a few other bills that I have that are Where's George bills were, and I will input them and send them on their way. But thank goodness we got a For the Strippers $1 note. Definitely setting that aside. Try to speed through these a little bit more, but that's awesome. Nothing in the serial number. A little bit of over ink on this 8. Very, very tiny, but it's a little thick. 2017 series $1 note. Back of the note. Nothing jumping out there. And I don't like putting my money in the same direction, obviously, when I put it in my wallet. A little bit of repetition of 7s and 0s and 1s here, but nothing crazy. If the bill was the same forward and backward and forward, that would be awesome. We'd be able to call that a fancy serial number, a race car note. But nothing here. Pretty beat up too. Good repetition right there in the center with the 9s, but once again, unless the pattern kind of progresses throughout the serial number, I wouldn't call it a fancy serial number or collectible note. And nothing there. A little bit of stray ink going on. Hard to tell if it's actually from the ink that was laid down on this note, or if it was one of those wet ink transfers from another note. But if we get real close there, you can tell that it is the ink used in the bill and not like a pen mark or something. So that's kind of interesting. And it's kind of interesting it also gets all the way over here. But it's not really obscuring anything. And it's hard to tell, so I would just kind of pass that one up. Really beat up 2013 note. What's weird about this one is we don't see kind of the over ink we always see on 2013 notes. Right on the 3rd digit from the left always seems to be over inked. Nothing in the serial number there. Nice and beat up, and the feel of it, you can tell it was had gotten wet at some point and then dried out. $10 note, cool. A little bit of change up since we have a bunch of 1s going on. 2013 series also, but in much better condition. You know, 10s aren't used as much as $1 notes. Quite a bit though, but not enough. So therefore, their lifespan, so to speak, in circulation is much longer than a $1 banknote. Nothing in the serial number, despite a little bit of repetitious 6s there. And really cool depiction of the U.S. Treasury building. Really good sight to see if you ever get a chance to. But in this case, no error note. Another $10 note, Series 2017A, so no difference in graphics. The 10s underwent a redesign in the early 2000s to combat counterfeiting, and so they just also needed kind of an update. This one actually has repetitious 5s in the same spots as that previous one with 6s, but nothing collectible, and pretty good condition. And, well... For a second, I thought we had a date note, February 3rd, but we're not in the year 7000 yet. A little bit of an odometer note or ticker note with the 4 getting printed a little high. I explained that earlier, so if you missed that part, zoom back to, I don't know, 5 minutes ago in the video, and you can hear my lovely voice explain what that is. Nothing on the back. Getting down there to the last couple of notes, and then we'll go over what we found in this bill search. Nice, wrinkly 2017 A series note. I think 1s are going to eventually, you know, within the next decade, they'll undergo a redesign themselves, since that hasn't been done in quite some time. Maybe 2s, but 2s are not as prevalently used. But back to this note, nothing really crazy jumping out at me on the front. Back of the note, nice and wrinkled up, just like the front. And nothing really crazy, a little bit of wet ink transfer. Some of it goes all the way down here with the border of the note. But it's printed nice and straight. That's another thing you can keep an eye out for, is how the actual graphics on the note are printed if they're shifted also. Lastly, Series 2017A $10 note. Nothing jumping out in the serial number. 5s right there in the center, but nothing else going on in the serial number. Pretty clean note overall. A little bit of damage up at the top, but nothing crazy. So let's look over what we did find. Couple of star notes. Love me some replacement duplicate notes. I wish the serial numbers would have had some fancy serial number action going on. But one note, the one atop the other, is a little better condition than its counterpart. But I love star notes, so I will hold on to them for a little while. And then eventually they'll see their way back into circulation from yours truly. And then I think the absolute gem of the bill search this time around is our Where's George for the Strippers $1 note. Absolutely love it. I'll make a video where we go to where'sgeorge.com and track where this note's been. I'll input where I got it at, which was sadly not a strip club, but a gas station. And I will put it back out into circulation. In the comments below, let me know if you've come across any weird stamped bills like this, or just any cool things in your coin and bill searches lately. I will see you in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.